Hi, I'm Mike. Hunting is a huge tradition in Wyoming, and although I don't hunt myself, after all I have cows and freezers full of beef, every year we have hunters from all over the world visit the ranch to hunt pronghorn antelope. This week, we hang out with a group of hunters from Sacramento, California, and learn that hunting isn't about hunting at all. It's about something a whole lot deeper and emotional on our Wyoming Life. Hunting on the ranch is a tricky thing. Imagine inviting a complete stranger to come traipse around your backyard for a day. Now, give them a gun. My family is here. Our main source of income is out there in those pastures, and let me tell you, it's not unheard of for a hunter to accidentally shoot a cow. And if that happens, then the value of the cow is gone, and any further calves she may have had are gone as well. Having hunters on the ranch is a big risk for us. And for years before we came to the ranch, no hunting was allowed. My father-in-law had a few bad experiences with people poaching and not respecting the land, and he shut it down. But for the last few years, hunting has been allowed on the ranch. Pronghorn antelope season lasts the month of October. We have hunters coming in and out all month long. And even though they do pay a fee to hunt here, the relationships that form, they almost make me feel guilty about charging them a dime. Almost. But they do become like family. You look forward to seeing them every year. And when they leave, they take a piece of us with them. The nice part is that they leave a piece of themselves here too. The first week of this year's hunting season is filled by some friends from Sacramento, California, the Pronghorn Posse. They've gathered together every year for the past few years to hunt in Wyoming. And 3 years ago, I consider myself lucky enough to have had them stumble across the ranch. They were looking for somewhere to hunt. And from our first phone conversation, I knew I wasn't talking to the run and gun type of hunter that you sometimes run into. These guys have heart, and hunting means a lot to them. Let's be honest here. They can go to the grocery store and fill up their freezers, but hunting to them means more than just tagging an animal.
This hunting trip is about experiencing Wyoming, the great outdoors, and doing it with friends and family. The first year we came out, we were just with our buddies and Justin Shalinsky. The last 2 years I've been able to come out and experience big game hunting with my son, and you just can't replace that. Meeting great friends and family, Mike and Erin have been great, and getting to meet the kids, it's just been a wonderful experience for us. And the farm, the ranch, those are things that we don't get to experience on a daily basis. So getting out here, it's really invigorating and relaxing for us. The people of Wyoming are great. They're some of the most gracious people that you can ever want to meet. I highly recommend anybody that has an opportunity to get out here and experience this country that they do it. This is about great America.
This is about great America, and it's about hard work. And one thing that impresses me about this group of hunters is that, like Erin and I, they don't say no. If there's work to be done, they do it, and they offer to do it, and I never ask.
So we travel 1,100 miles to tell some good stories, create some good times, some good memories, spend time with my son. Don't get much of that anymore. When we get here, we get to work with Mike, play with his toys, and where else can you go when he shares his most prized possession, his John Deere?
Often, I would walk into the shop and find somebody doing something I'd never expect. Greg, fixing my heater in the shop, replacing a broken thermocouple, or Jeff out tinkering with the Model T.
I love coming to Wyoming. It's so beautiful here. The differences between being here and California are very marked. We can come around here and see all the beautiful country and all the animals and everything. It's a lot more free here. There's not quite so many rules.
And when it's time to hunt, they head out to use this experience to grow even closer as friends and family. It's a tradition that passes down through families, not just hunting, but the fostering of friendship and even personal growth.
Each year's been a little different. The first 2 years I've been with 4 old farts of my dad's friends, my Uncle Bob, Ron, Jeff. So it's been a little weird when you try to stock up on an antelope and one has to stop for a little bit just to catch his breath. But you might be rolling down a hill, they might get a little dizzy, but they'll keep up with you, trying to show how much they're worth out there.
Each and every morning, these guys are here. I meet them in the shop. We have our cup of coffee. We get a chance to connect to people that without hunting, there's no way that I would have ever met. And when they head out for the day, I trust the ranch in their hands. They become the stewards of the land and the animals. They drive, then walk for miles, crawl around in the dirt and mud, and lay absolutely still for an hour. All for that one clean shot and the ability to take meat home to their family that they worked very hard for. One of the highlights of their time here was an invitation by them to meet them at their hotel for an antelope barbecue, and then us returning the favor a few days later by barbecuing some beef and pork for them. Getting the chance to sit down over a meal or two and get to know each other even better. You can't beat it.
Who's older, you or your sister?
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
Had a good one.
But like all good things, they must come to an end. And eventually, it's time for them to leave and head home. But not before we finish one project that we talked about doing the day they got here.
Now, one request, can we throw a bullet hole in right in the...
So we all meet up to say our goodbyes. We're already talking about and looking forward to next year, and honestly, the year after that. Because after all, I believe the purpose of life is to hopefully make these exact kind of connections with other people.
Hunting, it's carrying on a tradition that my father always took time to take me and teach me when I was a young boy, and I was fortunate enough to teach my son and watch him shoot his first deer. But 3 years ago, I was fortunate enough to talk my family and friends into going with me to Wyoming. And harvesting an animal, that's just a bonus that they give you. It's the opportunity to spend time with family, to make new friends with Mike and Erin. We do it because we're in the outdoors in the wild, and it's a tradition that our family has, passed down to us, and something that I want to pass on to my grandchild.
So as it turns out, a video about hunting on the ranch, it's not even about hunting. It's about hard work and being thankful for what you have and the friendships that you make along the way. In real life, I know that I'd never know these guys, but the fairy tale that is the ranch sometimes, I'm honored to call them family. Hunting on the ranch funds our kids' Christmas, and what's left goes into their savings account. But no amount of money could replace the experience that even the kids get out of this. It's hard to put into words, I guess, but it's a great time on the ranch. A place where good and bad things happen, and a place where you can save a calf and lose a cow. Now who's the big softy, Bob? Stick with us. Next week, we get ready to sell calves, the one big paycheck for the entire ranch for the entire year. Erin's got some cool things planned as well, and there's a whole lot more happening. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit that little bell there so you don't miss a thing, and feel free to comment. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, and as always, thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.